What tools you got? It's called a sledgehammer. Alright. If you mess around and hurt yourself, you gotta get a game plan around, man. You guys gotta know how to help each other. There you go. You gotta know how to help each other. Yeah. Don't worry about that. You gotta come out of that, man. This man stuff right here. This man stuff. You gotta come out. You gotta come out your clothes. Get your chest out. You gotta put that bird up there. But see where them nails are gonna be at? When you put that sledgehammer where them nails are supposed to be at, it's coming out. All right. Good. Good. There you go. You got it. That's good. So we're gonna take that whole board out. We're gonna use those boards. All right, guys, this is Emmett Stallworth, the Alpha Builder. And what you see right here, guys, in this video, these are my dual enrollment guys at the community college. And what I'm doing with them is I'm making sure that those guys are not strangers to work. Working with your hands. And that is what we're missing today, guys. And here's what happened. I can tell you what happened, guys. In most cases, it's my generation. It's my generation, Generation X. We were raised by the baby boomers. And we had it hard, guys. We had to work. You know, we had to mow the yard before our parents came home. We had to make sure that the house was clean, tidy, before anybody came home. Well, my mom would come home, she'd tell you one time, when I get here, this, and this gotta be done. There was no excuses. There was no justification. When she came back, there was nothing. If it wasn't done, there was an immediate problem. That's how we were raised. And that was tough, man. And to a degree, it kind of affected us mentally. Kind of affected us to the point where we, was like, that's just too rough on us, man. And so, with my generation, what we did was we said that we're not going to let our kids go through that crap. We're not going to put them through that, man. That was mental abuse, and, it hurts them and it makes them feel bad and things like that. And that's what we said. And what we did was we raised our kids in this generation, and we tried to make sure they didn't go through that. So what we did was we didn't make them work. We gave them what they want without making them work for it. We did a whole lot of things for them. There were no consequences. When they do something wrong, we didn't have consequences and things like that in place. And then also we started looking at these magazines and stuff that told us that, and mind you, in a lot of cases, these were psychiatrists and people like that who didn't even have families. They didn't even have kids. They were writing these things in these magazines saying that, hey, this is how you should raise your kids, and you can't do this and you can't do that. And so what we did, and I remember this. I remember my wife was telling me, hey, this right here said you can't do this right here to these kids. And they were so far from the truth. These people who wrote those articles didn't know nothing about kids. And to a degree, guys, when you're raising kids, especially if you're a new parent, you don't really, you experiment yourself, but there should be some instinct that you have as a parent. I know one thing as a father, And these mothers got to understand this right here. And in a lot of cases in the black community, you don't have the fathers around at a rate of 75%, maybe even 80% now. So the dad's not even around. But even in the case when you do have a father around, the mothers have to understand that you got to let the dad be the dad, especially these boys. And one thing a dad is not going to do to his kids, especially, just any of them, girls or boys. Number one, you're going to protect them. Number two, is you're not going to do anything to hurt them. And that's what the mothers have got to understand. Those daddies are not going to do anything to hurt them. Let them have those boys. Because one thing I do understand is that the world is going to treat boys and girls totally different. When it comes down to it, see, we know as boys that we are 1 to 2 degree, there's a 1 to 2 degree division from life or death. We get to cutting up, we get to doing something out of order, don't take but a second, and we're done as a male. And sometimes when you're dealing with African American males, you can probably amplify that by 5. This is just what it is. And especially if you're in a household. See, when you're in a household with your father, in most cases you learn that, respect for authority. And when you get that respect for authority, it extends outside the household, and it actually extends to just dealing with normal everyday people, i.e. police officers. So this is what's happening, guys. So we fail. I get it, guys. We fail. So we don't work our kids. Like, you see I got my shirt on, work. The name of the game is work, because when you work, you learn a lot of things. Number one, you learn good working ethics. And now let me just say something about the trades, guys. So in the trades, everybody want to be what I am. But what people don't understand is, prior to me being a general contractor in the residential construction field, I was one of the ones out here working. I've done it all. Gee, if you look at it inside of a house, I've laid tile, I've framed, I've done plumbing, I've done electrical, I've pulled a wire, I've installed insulation, I've painted, I've put in hardwood floors. Guys, I laid sod. I mean, every portion. Probably some of the few that I haven't done is been masonry. Probably hadn't done that. Stuff like that. I didn't have the tools and stuff to do that stuff. But as I was there, I did all these stuff. I'm not a stranger to hard work. I'm not a stranger to getting my hands dirty. So a lot of these boys don't understand, especially a lot of guys that are coming up through my program. Now, if you're a little older in my program, I get it. You ain't got time to get out there, man. You might have to be a general contractor. But if you almost 40, yeah, you need to be a general contractor. But if you're in your 20s, you guys need to be out here working. This is why I got these guys out here doing what they do. They can't be a stranger to not getting into hard work. This is going to build character for them, and it's going to help them think. In some cases, these guys may get up here and hammer stuff as long as they don't chop a finger off or something like that. We okay. Sometimes you're going to hit yourself or something like that. You're going to hurt yourself. And you learn how not to do that again. So this is what this thing is about. What we're doing now, guys, is, I don't know what, guys, I got kids don't even want to get their shoes dirty. Not these kids. These boys right here ain't playing. But this new generation, you see them walking around with Air Jordans and stuff. They need to be walking around in some dirty boots. Whatever happened to that? Get some dirty boots. Man, get out here and work. Mow the grass. We have to quit sheltering these kids, man. We got to quit allowing these kids to just do what they want to do. There has to be consequences for everything they do. When they get out of order, there needs to be protocols and consequences set in place where they have to deal with that. This is where we're at, guys. And I just wanted you guys to see these guys. Not only did we have these guys working, but these guys, once they did a particular job, I let them explain to each other how to teach the other person how to do what they're doing. Teach them how to think. The name of the game, guys. Trades. You need to learn how to work so you can master a trade. If you master a trade, and I'm seeing this right here, right now, but guys, we got to start a little early. I figure we probably got a good 25 to 30 year run right now before they figure out a way to get these robots and AI to just kind of pretty much take over all that. And it's going to be scary then, because now they get into population control. Well, they probably already in the population control right now. And I can see it prominent, especially in the African American community. But guys, if you get out of here, pick a trade. Pick something that you're good at doing. Drywall. Framing. Framing is probably one of the best ones. And I knew my dog would do that. We had to clip that part. But pick one of these trades. I would say drywall, painting, tile, hardwood floors. Master those trades, man. And get out here and make some money doing those trades. You don't need to pick a whole bunch of them, because, here's the thing. You don't, like me as a builder, since I deal with everybody, I have more headaches. But if you master one of them, all you gotta do is just master that one. You won't have nearly the headaches that I have. You see? So this is, and so we got to figure these things out. One thing that we have to do, especially as young men, God, this ain't about no black and white thing. This men, guys, I'm talking to men right now. You got to get yourself, and thanks to CGA, I got to give my thanks to him. And guys, you know who CGA is? He's a YouTube influencer by the name of Coach Greg Adams. You guys should look him up and subscribe to his channel. Opportunity and leverage. This is what we need. Opportunity and leverage. You have to put yourself in that position. And the way you put yourself in that position is you got to go out here and you got to get your money right. How do you get your money right? Number one, you need to be financially literate. Now, you got to understand that this country that we live in, this is an intelligent society. And it's an intelligent society, which means that the people who can proliferate, the people who can do really well in this society is the intelligent. If you're intelligent and you can think, you can do really well in this society. Our society is set up to help those who are intelligent. Some people sit here and say, well, they get mad at people like, when people figure out a way to get out of paying so much taxes and stuff like that. We get mad at them. They didn't pay their taxes. Well, most of the rich people have figured out, and they have found people to help them to where they don't have to pay all these taxes that everybody else pays. That's just being intelligent. That's being smart to me. Rich people, they take their money and they spend their money on things that will save them time. Because time is something that you can't get back. Broke people will spend time trying to save money. You would go all over town trying to find a deal, and you didn't spend all that time. When you could have sat back and took your money and just went on ahead and paid for this, that, and the other, and that way you can save your time so you can take your mental energy and focus on something that would allow you to make even more money. This is the way it works. And these boys, guys, what we're dealing with, and I see it, especially with my young guys, that's why, these guys need to be around, mentors. Now, I can only have them, maybe these guys that you saw in this video, I only got them about 2 or 3 hours a day. And that's 2 days a week. But then when they're not around me, there's no telling what kind of influence these guys have. And what's happening in most cases, I got guys, it is what it is. It's natural. These boys are being dominated by their hormones. And their hormones is telling them to procreate, reproduce, things like that. And then we come here, man, and you get this cell phone, you get stuff on these phones that you have access to all the debauchery that you can think of that's feeding those hormones to do what you want to do is on your phone. That's hard, man. It's hard to get these guys in the right, with their hormones and all these things that's going on, that's pulling them. You got all these ladies out here, they dress any kind of way. So these guys are fighting their nature, they're fighting that. It's tough on them. Our ladies say, well, do what we want to do. And our boys have been reduced to operating on the lowest frequency, which is reproduction. They can't focus. I'm not giving them an excuse. But these are some of the barriers that these boys got in place. It's making it very difficult for them to go to the next level. Because in order to go to the next level in this intelligent society, you have to be laser focused. You have to be laser focused on your purpose. And some of us are trying to figure out what our purpose is. So that within itself is tough. So these are the challenges that our boys go through, guys. I get it. It's tough. I've seen it. But you got to be laser focused, and you got to understand this right here. There's no get rich quick. That just don't happen. That's you got to get out of that mindset. See, our boys got to get out of that mindset. You got to work. Don't think about. Keep working. Work hard. Get yourself. Man. When you're young, especially you under 30 years old, man, you ought to be spending all your time 60, 70 hours a week working, grinding, stacking your money. Don't go out and give it. Stack it. Stack that money. And you're not going to hit your highest level of earning until you're around 45 to 50, maybe 55. That's when you're going to be at the peak of your earning potential. These are the things we got to think about, man. So, one thing, there's a couple different things. We got to work. All youth got to work. Parents, make them work. Give them chores. Make sure they get that stuff done. Okay? Then you got to teach these guys how to be financially literate. This is an intelligent society. Those who are not financially literate, they're going to fail. They're going to be in trouble. And make sure you put yourself in a position of opportunity leverage. Okay. Guys, I just wanted to throw this out here. I just saw this right here while I was filming some of my guys out here in the shop. I teach them how to tear stuff up, and then I teach them how to put things back together again. Once again, guys, like, share, subscribe. Help me get this message out to especially more youth, to get them in this business. My job is to try to get these guys, subcontractors is the key, guys. If I can get more guys out here into subcontracting, guys, you can do really well. Thanks, guys. You guys have a good one. Y'all got it? All right, we're gonna knock this out the way. We're gonna get some water. And guys, we're gonna go inside in this nice cool air, and we're gonna chill until the bus comes. Which is gonna probably give you about 15 minutes. There you go. Hey, and Porter, at some point in time, there you go. You might be able to get up there, but you're gonna have to get it with two hands, buddy. You get it up out of there and get it with two hands. You might be able to yank that sucker on up. Let's see what kind of muscle you got. Good. What I'm talking about? Good. Get you.